That goes to show to the young artists, man. You know what I'm saying? There are no perfect situations.
That's
you know
it.
What I mean, there are no perfect situations. It's just which situation are you willing to fight for? This is expediTIously. I'm your host, Tip T.I. Harris, man. On this episode, man, my guest today, I am a personal fan of and have been for quite some time. Arguably, one of the most distinctive, gravelly voices. Our next guest has made his mainstream debut in 1994 as a member of the East Coast rap trio, The Lox, before affiliating with DMX's Ruff Ryders in 99. And we'll talk about that transition a little bit in the discussion. He got his start as a teenage freestyle rapper before joining with Sheek Louch and Styles P the Ghost to form the Warlocks crew. After signing with Bad Boy Entertainment, they simplified their name to just The Lox. After releasing their debut, they jumped from Bad Boy to Ruff Ryders. In grand fashion, I might say. Please welcome to expediTIously my player partner, the legend, the king, Jadakiss.
King, what's up, baby?
Man.
Ladies and gents.
Hey, listen, man. This is, I'm real excited for us to have opportunity to sit down, man, because I actually been listening to you, man, for quite like a long fucking time, bro.
I mean, we got some history. We was on a promo tour together.
Yeah.
I think your first album, it was either a Lox joint or one of my albums.
Yeah.
I remember us being on the road.
I'm talking about even
you
before
put a lot of work
then.
in. I mean, likewise, me, myself, and my brothers, we've been listening to you for umpteen. You know what I mean? One special thing about this dialogue right here is that, you know what I mean, it's two healthy careers, which is hard to obtain in the business that we're in. I mean, you now in the Hollywood, and, in the acting, you great actor.
Thank you.
Hell of an actor.
Thank you.
But to even make that transition is beautiful. But this rap thing, about the rap game is one of the it's a beautiful thing, but it's also a lot of smoke and mirrors. So you know what I mean. To be able to have a career is a blessing in itself.
Man, speaking of blessings within themselves, man, I can't even really bring myself to say it, but before we begin the episode, man, first I think, man, we owe a moment of silence to the late, great Kobe Bryant and his daughter Gigi. Although this episode may air weeks from now, I just wanted to make sure that there's a record of us celebrating an icon, his daughter, and the other family members that were also involved in the terrible events that led to their demise. They deserve to be lifted, celebrated, and remembered always. So at this time, I want the entire expediTIously team, everybody in here who can hear my voice, and listeners, join us in a moment of silence. All right, man. So I know yesterday was hard for everybody. You dig what I'm saying? I mean, like, as far as thinking back to Kobe and what he meant not only to the game of basketball, but, as an icon to our culture. You dig what I'm saying? Like, when was the first time you think you recall seeing that Kobe was something special?
If I'm not mistaken, I think when I really knew he was really a force to be reckoned with is one of them playoffs against the Sacramento Kings. I think this is when Sacramento still had Webber, Bibby.
Yeah,
I thought the Kings was coming,
right.
But Kobe put the Lakers on his back for one of them games, and I was like, "Yo, this dude he got some different kind of dog in him." Like, you know what I mean? He had a different kind of dog in him, and I just carried through with him. He won titles with Shaq, then he went on to win without Shaq. So his drive and willingness to want to win and be the best that he could be was a bar that he set high.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? To come in straight from high school, have to play amongst Jordan and them dudes, and then carry that torch the way he did was something I'm not sure we'll ever see again.
Right on. I mean, now let me tell you, I noticed that Kobe was special, not on the basketball court. First time I felt this kid was special is when I found out he was taking Brandy to the prom. You dig what I'm saying?
You're right.
Hey, say, man, it's a kid coming straight out of high school, man, going to the NBA. He taking Brandy to the prom.
That was a big deal.
Hey, listen, Brandy was like the biggest thing like
in the
ever
world
at the time. Whoa. I said, oh, yeah, this kid got something. You know, man, it's the city will never be the same again. You know, L.A. will never be the same again. And I would also go so far as to say all of the other families that were involved yesterday, all of the other families that are affected, there were nine passengers on the plane, one pilot, and 8 passengers, and I think there was a mom, a father, and their daughter, Kobe and his daughter, and there was another family on there. So I just want to, just send my heartfelt love and support because, man, this is tragic. This is, you know what I'm saying? This is catastrophic.
Yeah, definitely.
And with that being said, man, I know that, Kobe, I've read, he said that, it's important to inspire people so that they know that they can go on to be great at whatever it is they're meant to do. Now, that's kind of eerie because last year when Cuz died, Nip, one of his, his most recorded quotes was, "The highest human act is to inspire." So how did two of these guys on such just an enormous level of life and success and understanding and wisdom, how did they both tune in to the same vibration of it's more important to inspire, and then their untimely deaths? That to me is, what I'm saying, that's
a little creepy.
That's a conundrum.
But it also shows you that there was 2 special human beings. You know what I mean? That wasn't selfish, that wanted to spread the knowledge of inspiration, and, it was great fathers.
Right. The laws of reciprocity are in order, and we don't always know the things, the powers that are at work around us. You know what I'm saying? Even with the things that we involve ourselves in, we don't know what it took to make these things become what they are today. Although we may inherit, some of that karma by standing so close, But I don't want to be presumptuous. I just want to show love, respect, and admiration for Kobe, Gigi, and also love, respect, and admiration for his wife, Mrs. Bryant, and the rest of his daughters, their children, and the rest of the family all together, his parents, his siblings, all of them, just, just to be uplifted and encouraged and know that, there's an entire nation, a world of a community that supports you regardless, and the other families as well. I think that we would be remiss not to express that. Now, the loss of a loved one is never easy. You and I both have had our own personal experiences with death around us, all too familiar with it. I mean, man. So last year, man, let me tell you. So I lost so many special people last year. 2019 was the year I lost my sister, Precious. About a month after that, we lost Nipsey. I can't say I lost. We lost Nipsey. And then to round the year out, I lost my best friend, Cap, in prison. So, to me, 2019 was a year of reflection and appreciation. You know what I'm saying? Now, you also lost someone that was very close to you a couple years back, Jay Jackson, also known as Ice Pick.
Yeah.
You dig what I'm saying? I was familiar with Ice Pick, man. You know, every time I saw y'all, I'd see him somewhere around. And he also, you know, moved on his own, in and out Atlanta, you know what I'm saying, doing his thing. What has losing someone or someone's taught you about life?
When you lose someone dear to you, when you lose someone, period, it makes you, it stops time for a minute. If that makes any sense. Like it just makes you put everything on the table and appreciate your kids if you have them.
Sure.
Appreciate your mom if you have her. Appreciate your staff, your team. It just makes you look at things different for the moment, because life is so, you know, tomorrow's not promised.
Yeah.
And sometimes them shocking, untimely demises will really grip you up for better, sometimes for the better. Sometimes the pain, the outcome of the pain you endure will make you a better person. It will make you get on your A game. It'll help you in the long run.
That's right.
And that's kind of what I'm going through with Pick. My new album is named after him. His government name, Ignatius. I think his daddy
Ignatius.
had to be a pimp.
Ignatius?
Pick's real name is Ignatius.
It says Jay Jackson.
No, his name is Ignatius J. Jackson.
Oh.
But then we gave him Ice Pick because he was originally a jeweler. When I met him, I met him working in the Mart 125 at Black Man's Jewelry.
Right.
Pick is actually one of the only black jewelers. Bless you, brother.
Thank you.
One of the only black jewelers I know. Pick really, before he got in tune with music the way he was, his first love and profession is jewelry. Like, he can go down there and get in the, he can let you know what's good. He know quality of diamonds. He know the quality of gold. He knows some things you wouldn't expect him to know coming from where we came from. So that intrigued me as a young lock anyway, when D used to bring us in there and we'd meet him, and I'm like, yo, you really know about, what do you mean you a black man's jeweler? And then he used to, teach me about it, and then he went on and make a lot of my jewelry after I met him and, was able to make some money, and then they brought him on board, and he became the A&R. He did all of the Ruff Ryder compilations. He worked on the X albums. He worked on Al Locke's albums, the We Are the Streets. And then when the whole thing happened with D and Ruff Ryders kind of went down, I hired him to work with me and work A&R my albums, and then he just became like my brother, my partner.
Right.
He just became everything. He encouraged me to work out and start eating right and lose weight. He just got me on a mean path. And then after I look back, it's like he knew what he never. I was one of the last people to find out that he had colon cancer. So when they actually let me go in a room and see him, I just broke down. Like, it was my whole world just was crushed.
Damn. And
he was doing such a good job at keeping, because I'm like, yo, I'm coming to Harlem to see you. Yo, you got me. And he was curving me so expeditiously. It was crazy. You know what I'm saying? And then I'm like, so when I got to see him and he was in them stages, his last stages, I was really mad at him. I was hurt, mad at him. So much emotions running through me. It was hard for me to cope. So I'm like, yo, I got to do this album. I'm going to name it after him.
Right.
I'm going to do a lot of things he always was on my back to do. I'm going to do some of the features some of his bucket list features. I'm just going to make this whole project based around him.
Right.
And then I could get some closure and move on with my career, because he used to call me in the morning, yo, you going to work out? You this, that, you got to do. He was like part of my whole life. So
yeah,
with losing somebody like that influential in your life will really make you step back and, like, yo, you got to appreciate the small things. You got to appreciate when you got good energy, when you got them kind of special jewels in your life, you got to really appreciate it because they don't come a dime a dozen. And tomorrow ain't promised. You know what I mean?
I mean, as many friends as I've lost, I've never lost one and then, like, you know, had another great friend kind of like fill in.
Yeah, sub. Like,
it's always, you know what I'm saying? That's
life ain't like no game. You can't
permanent
just sub
gap.
another one. Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Is there.
It's a permanent gap that exists, you know what I'm saying? And so Pick he passed away, you say colon cancer.
Colon cancer. And the irony of the whole thing is he was one of the healthiest people I knew. You know what I mean? He could ride his mountain bike from Harlem to Brooklyn. Wow. He would juice watercress and drink water. He'd juice up some watercress and drink it and go play ball every Saturday in Harlem. He would.
How old was Pick?
He was 40-something. He was 44, 45, I think.
Got you.
Not that old.
Yeah.
But I think it was an inheritance thing.
Mm.
But he also was trying to do it holistically, and he really had it in his mind that I think he was going to beat it and then really make a whole big fuss after he thought he was Dr. Zebi's little brother from Harlem. He really thought he was going, you know what I mean? And he probably just lost grips of it. He probably needed some of the other medicine before he couldn't just go. Because even Dr. Zebi's wife came and fixed him up some shit that had him getting back stronger for like a month.
Right.
But then he got off of that, and then, you know what I mean, shit got worse again. Yeah, but it's just crazy. You know what I mean? That ties in with me and Styles having the juice bars. So we try to just encourage one person at a time to eat right and you know, put fruit and vegetables in your body. We got 4 juice bars, 1 in Brooklyn, 2 in the Bronx, 1 in Yonkers. Juices for life.
Brooklyn was in my neighborhood.
Yeah. And we try to put them in the hood. The limit, because, you know, our choices is so limited for our people.
Most of our communities are food deserts.
Yeah, you know what I mean? Most of our communities are food desert, or when you go there, it's a limited or something fast food or just something, not a healthy choice.
Sure.
So we try to put our juice bars in the spots where our people is at. They give you that choice.
The community is real receptive.
Before you go get an egg roll, you might want to go get a smoothie.
You love it. I'm not going to blow up.
It's doing good. We appreciate the love, too, in all the hoods. Because they're benefiting for both causes. It ain't even a money thing.
Man, people going to support you regardless. You're a fan favorite, hands down. Top 5 dead or alive. You know what I'm saying?
That mean a lot coming from you, bro.
Man,
real
come on,
spill.
man.
Real spill. You know this game different than a lot of these dudes. That's why. No. You know what I mean? You understand the struggle.
This third voice that you're hearing here, this is 5 mics.
Whoopsie.
5 mics are speaking out of turn yet again. You know what I'm saying? You know, he's
I'm really just taking in the moment. You know what I mean?
You know what I'm saying?
I'm trying my best.
Crowbarring his way into the conversation. You dig what I'm saying? But 5 is a Brooklyn native.
Yes, sir.
Yeah, you went back not too long ago, right?
Yeah, I just went back recently, and
yeah,
been going hard. But I would definitely want to tell you that's super dope about the juice bars, because like I said, in the hood, it's a big thing. And we're very receptive to it.
Right.
So it's pretty dope.
Now you went up there. You had a video. You had a video or something to shoot, right?
No. Well, the video shoot I shot a video on Uncle Murder, and I was supposed to shoot a video with Jadakiss. We're getting into that part.
So you did it? What, you mean tell me you did a song with this guy?
Yeah.
I bumped into 5 in the dispensary. He was very gentleman-like, and we got some work done. If something was to happen to me, knock on wood today or tomorrow, I just want somebody at my service to say that besides whatever you know me for, Kiss was one of them dudes that helped dudes that was on the come up, because that ain't something that ain't easy to come by.
That's real.
You know what I mean, dude?
I appreciate you saying that.
You know what I mean? So that's, besides you having some talent, and
marginal
and
talent.
making it, you know. But, you know, I just like, you know what I'm saying? That's what it's about. 5.
Yeah.
Well, I really appreciate that.
I'm his motivation, you see, because if he feels like he's already where he's supposed to be going, he'll never get there. You dig what I'm saying? So I keep reminding him, you still ain't shit. You remember that now. You still ain't shit.
You gotta do that.
Just remember that. You still ain't shit. Don't get too big.
Nah, it's all good.
That's my father's side of the family. Tough love.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, because you know what I'm saying. Like when your hair start to grow back a little bit, you get a little more humble. Yeah. But when you got a fresh baldy, when you can't really see the George Jefferson motherfucker,
I'm gonna let you have that.
Me and your barber gonna take that one. Hey, nah, man. But I was trying to get to the fact that when you went up there, man, you know what I'm saying, you made me aware of the fact that, you know, you were doing a record with Uncle Murder, you was doing a video, you know what I'm saying, and you told me about the record. I think you mentioned the record with Kiss, but you didn't confirm it.
I'm not gonna lie, I really wanted that to be a big surprise.
Okay.
You know what I mean? Because I know the respect you have for Kiss and me too, so I wanted to kind of
bring
you would have shocked the shit out of me. You'd have shocked the shit out of me. I'm just telling you.
I was really waiting for the
this moment right here. This is very surreal. I can't believe it.
He said, you got a song with who? Oh shit!
I'm like, man, Kiss ain't even did my motherfucking record yet.
Those are special. Don't let that out. Don't let that out.
All right, but look though. But the real question is, how much security you had to take back with you to Brooklyn?
None. You know what I mean?
You sure about that?
I'm super good
sure
about that. I'm super good.
Okay.
I'm old school, you heard?
Okay, all right,
you know what I mean?
All right. Now, Kiss, back to you. Now, one thing that I really hear that's unique is your friend, brother, business partner, and mentor. What's his first name again?
Ignatius. That's the name of my new album.
Okay, Ignatius. Yeah. Ignatius. Ice Pick Jackson.
Means fierce.
That's what I'm talking about.
Yeah.
And he died of colon cancer, and you are doing a collaboration with the nonprofit organization Fuck Cancer, right?
Fuck Cancer, yep. Shout out to the Fuck Cancer organization.
Damn right. So what exactly is this collaboration? How will it be presented?
Just different events and pop-up events and performances in different demographics, just bringing awareness to people. And they have T-shirts that are actually the tickets instead of doing hard sale tickets.
Gotcha.
And, you know, just different family members going through different not different stages, but different types of cancers all show up, and it's a really good turnout. I did one of them so far, and it was beautiful energy in the room, and I think just in Pick's name, we got to do that, and it's something we need to do.
Absolutely.
And for black men, for black and Latino, we don't go to the doctor enough.
Yeah.
Usually go to the doctor when you feel, and that's usually too late. So that's one of the things we did the juice bars for, and then with Pick's untimely demise, we got to encourage our people to go get checkups, just make sure you're good before, we got kids, we got family.
Yeah.
We all got mom or pops or grandpops or aunties or somebody that, has diabetes or some type of ailments, and we could avoid it one person at a time. That's all we trying to do. You know what I mean? It's not uncool to be healthy.
No,
actually,
not at all.
You're making it very cool.
Yeah, I mean, you know what I'm saying? I mean, living is the shit.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
That's the T-shirt. We got
to
talk about that. That's a merchandise piece right there. Man, living is the shit.
You dig what I'm saying? And I heard dying sucks. But
facts.
Listen. So just a little bit about Fuck Cancer so people can be aware of it. They're an organization that believe that people diagnosed with cancer, their families and support networks should have equitable access to early detection, prevention, and psychosocial support. Basically, man, you know what I'm saying, we don't need the rich people getting cured while working everyday people have to go and experience the worst case scenarios because they don't have insurance or enough money to have transplants.
Or that support. The more support, the better. So that's why the Fuck Cancer organization is beautiful.
That's real too.
Yeah,
I think that knowing that you're not in something alone, that'll give you the strength that you need to fight to the next phase. Definitely. Now, look, man, do you believe that poor people and healthcare inequality has anything to do with minorities not having access to early detection, prevention, and support? Like, do you think that?
I definitely think that plays a humongous part.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Money can't stop their pain, but it damn sure can ease it a little bit. And when you don't have the finances to do it, you either look the other way or you either got to deal with it the way you got to deal with it. You know what I mean? That's just from the beginning time, however you put it on the table and weigh it, they might give you some type of welfare. They may have some type of clinic you can go to, but that's still never going to be that same treatment.
Subpar treatment.
That the money will be able to get you, and that's what it comes down to sometimes.
Well,
sometimes it's a lack of you just not doing the right thing and not meeting them appointments and not taking the supplements or not doing what you're supposed to do.
Right.
And sometimes you just don't have the bread. You know what I mean? I'm not going to put it on that all the time, but it's mostly our people that suffer due to that financial.
You're not getting checked up. My mom was died from cancer, from breast cancer.
Damn.
Sorry to hear that.
No, it's all right.
Sheik's mom's passed from that too.
Damn.
So that's what I'm trying to tell you. This is
she
a
was
fight
late.
that we all fight.
Man, fuck cancer.
Fuck it.
Fuck
You know
cancer.
what
And that was I really got down with that thing because I love the name. You know what I mean? Out of it's a
marketing
lot of
is everything.
organization, but when they like, yo, fuck cancer, I'm like, hell yeah, that's hell yeah. That's how I was
me.
feeling at the time. Yeah,
You dig what I'm
this
saying?
is me all the way.
You read my mind. Now, what you said was absolutely true, man. Money cannot make the pain go away. However, being broke would damn sure add on to it.
Definitely.
Now, you from Yonkers, correct?
Yonkers, New York, born and raised, St. John's Riverside Hospital.
Yeah, same as DMX.
Yes, sir.
Same as Mary J.
MJ.
Any more Yonkers natives you want to shout at?
The Sporty Thieves.
Dope.
Wow. That's,
Rest
I
in
didn't
peace
know
to
that.
Marlon Brando.
I didn't know. Oh, okay.
Everybody, Bill Blass. Bill Blass was like a DMX rival. He never really got his
DMX
just
rival.
doing
That's like an oxymoron. No one can rival DMX, in my opinion.
These two I mean, X eventually took the crown, but Blast was one of them. It was there for it wasn't unanimous.
Bill Blass, man?
Yeah,
Who
wait a
is
minute.
Who
you know
is
what I mean?
Bill Blass?
X really had to come and really knock the thing off his shoulder because Yonkers was kind of split in half at a time. You know what I mean? I almost got my ass whipped going to their first battle.
What?
It was a beautiful thing. It was in a venue in Yonkers called School 12, a little school, but it was similar to Nas and Jay with Ether, but in our little small town, everybody heard about it. The flyers was out, and
Right.
Flyers.
you know what I mean. I was probably in seventh, 8th grade, but I wasn't missing this for the world. I would have took the ass whipping for this. Yeah, but we got in there. The shit was crazy. X won it.
Okay.
He won it. He
Actually, he never
easily
lost
won
a battle,
it.
by the way.
Nah,
That's
never.
what I thought out there.
He won it, but it was a good battle. It was good for the town.
Is there any video footage of this?
Some of the OGs probably got it. I gotta talk to the OGs. They definitely. My footage is me by the speaker watching this shit. Like, yo, this is crazy.
Absolutely.
But yeah, those guys inspired me to be who I am today because I looked up to that. X was always the big. Our relationship with X is not just some paperwork shit or some put together
Family shit.
You know, we knew X for a lot of years. We came from the bottom with X.
Damn.
You know what I mean? He'll forever be the dog.
I love his energy.
We
Man,
will
absolutely.
support him in his ups, his downs, trials, tribulations. 5 platinum albums sold or whatever the case may be. We gonna ride out with him to the death, and that's just how it should always
That's
be.
fire,
With
that's fire.
it, you know what I mean?
Absolutely, man. I can appreciate that. Now, being from Yonkers, did the rest of New York treat Yonkers, you know,
That's a good question.
like they would Queens,
That's
Brooklyn,
a good question.
Bronx?
Not at all. That's part of. That's a fuel to who the locks were too, because we was feeling like we was getting shortchanged. You turn on Hot 90s. Well, it wasn't even Hot 97 yet. You would turn on 98.7 Kiss or WBLS, and they'll shout out Staten Island, Long Island, Bronx, Manhattan, Queens. They'll skip Yonkers and shout out Mount Vernon.
Damn.
Rest in peace, Heavy D.
Yeah.
So we was like, yo, what about us? So we always had that chip on our shoulders. So a lot of our bars, was written with a chip to put where we was from on the map. So when Mary got on, we like.
That's almost.
It still ain't right. Like, I don't know who he think he talking to. They wasn't playing fair if you was from New York and running shoots.
Hey,
they wasn't playing fair, dog. They was on some bullshit.
I'm talking about, let's go back to 86. 86, 87. 88.
That's the crack blitz. That's the crack blitz.
Yeah. So
that's a different New York.
So I know. I'm talking about before there were no guns in New York. We're talking about, you know what I'm saying, before Giuliani.
Yeah.
I'm talking about
before Giuliani.
Before Giuliani. You know, when Gotti was still moving around. You dig what I'm saying? I used to go to New York, man, and, you know, I had friends in New York, man, from 83rd Columbus, 82nd of Columbus, a bunch of Puerto Ricans, Dominicans, and a couple black guys here and there.
Keyword friends in New York City, baby.
Yeah, it was partners. It was my partners, my summertime partners, because I had to go to New York to visit my pops every summer.
These young kids don't know about that. When we were younger, they sent you
you got to go somewhere
else for
you got to go somewhere. I tolerated your ass all year.
Summertime, you get
my goddamn summer.
That don't really exist like that no more.
Nah, that's real shit. Go ahead.
So I get up there, man, you know what I'm saying? And every summer is always the same shit. You know, I get around and somebody who didn't know me, you know, from last year was here. And they're like, yo, this Bama talking. Yo, why you talk like that, yo?
Yeah.
I'm like, all right, so we finna go and fight. We gonna go and fight, get this shit over with so you can understand. And then, like, you know, as years would progress, they'll be like, oh, shit. Like, as soon as I come and somebody.
You made your mark.
And somebody, let's say from cut to 92, 93. I go up there and then the motherfucker go with the talk about it. They say, "Oh man, no, don't say that. Hold up, man. He cool. He good. Like, nah, you done did it. We got to fight now. Come on." But those summers taught me a lot. I like to say I was trafficking culture.
Whoa.
Back and forth.
Fire.
You dig what I'm saying?
This niggas with words is incredible.
I was trafficking culture. I would come up here, I would get the fucking dope ass Bart Simpson t-shirts from 125th, the fucking Ron G, DJ Clue motherfuckers, just all kinds of shit that wasn't available. You know, the motherfucking what they call that shit, the Benettons. You know what I'm saying?
He went crazy.
Motherfucking triple fat goose. Motherfucker. Like, Atlanta didn't know nothing about none of that. You dig what I'm saying? I'm coming back. Yeah.
It was crazy. You take over.
They're like, yo, what is this? I'm like, man, you know, got it from New York. But you got a taste of that too, though, from being from Yonkers. It's funny how you can still be in New York and feel like an outsider.
Yeah, and you only about 45 minutes with no traffic from Brooklyn.
Right.
You about 20 with no traffic from Harlem. Maybe 30 to 35 from Queens. 20 to 25 from Harlem. 10 to 15 from the Bronx.
Right. 10 to 15 from the Bronx.
Yonkers and the Bronx is connected.
Just to be honest,
so you uptown.
Yonkers is one of the worst places in New York. Let's just be real. Yonkers is one of the worst places in New York, bro. Let's just keep it real.
No, don't say that.
It is.
Don't say that.
It's a few nice parts.
Don't say that.
A few nice parts. I'm going to be real.
Don't say that. Yonkers is
bad gangster, kids. Be real.
It started out, they was calling us upstate.
Not no more.
Started out, they was doing this real filthy in the beginning, Tip. They was
but you closer to New Rochelle then.
Yeah, we more New Rochelle is north of Yonkers.
Okay.
You gotta go through YO, Mount Vernon, New Road, White Plains, all of that.
Yeah.
That
sound like the prison industry.
Yo, listen.
When you get up there,
when I go to Yonkers,
a little more up you in the prison.
When I go to Yonkers, every time I go up the exit, I always kind of like, Yonkers, baby. You don't know what to expect. You know what I'm saying?
Nah, Yonkers is good, man.
Yeah. You live in Yonkers still?
Nah. but our studio is there. know,
it's one part. It's like one strip that's nice. And then after that,
Yonkers ain't that bad. Everywhere got a bad part.
Everywhere.
Brooklyn's real nice.
I don't care.
Huh?
Brooklyn's real nice right now.
Yeah, because they kicked y'all out.
I'm just being real.
Because they
Brooklyn's
kicked
real
y'all
nice.
out.
Brooklyn got one bad neighborhood now.
Brooklyn got good parts where Chris Rock and them live, and then they got the bad parts. You know that? No, yeah. It ain't everywhere got a bad part. So that's just what it is. But we always had that chip on our shoulder because we always felt like they wasn't acknowledging us.
Right.
Well, I feel like you can feel that when you get there.
Yeah.
You know
I mean, that actually worked out in you guys' favor, man, because the shit that y'all came out with, like the shit that y'all was managed to get to my motherfucking ear hole.
Niggas made wild out.
Listen, bruh. We never heard no shit like this before. We never heard no shit like this. And if that came from Yonkers having a chip on their shoulder, that shit worked out for y'all.
You're right. I never looked at it like that.
That shit worked out for y'all, man. So tell me, you started freestyling at the age of 12.
Yeah, I used to always be snapping. You know what I mean? It started for me snapping with my friends.
Yeah.
And then shout out to my man Steve Toon, DJ Toon. He was he always had that. He must have seen something in me that like, yo, come on. And he had just had me rapping in the early stages, one recorder or one turntable, and he just used to make me rhyme and make me rap. It started, like I said, snapping on some of the dudes in the crew, and then I just would work on it. Yeah, so you know.
So how did you get your first record deal? Your first record deal was with Bad Boy, right?
Bad Boy. Yeah.
How did you, Chic, and Styles earn a spot on Bad Boy?
And we got a Locks documentary coming out, but I think this part that I'm about to tell you is gonna come when we do one of them joints like the Wu did with the series.
Gotcha.
We was in high school. Styles was working at Odd Job. He like, yo,
what's an Odd Job?
Odd Job is like a convenience. Like
gotcha. Like a 7-Eleven.
Nah, bigger than 7. It sell more shit, more range. It's like a Target. Lower scale than Target.
Okay.
It got everything in it, but it's Target before Target didn't exist, so it probably was like a Target before Target.
So it's like a big bodega department store.
Yeah,
gotcha.
It was in the outskirts of Yonkers. So he like, yo, we gonna do this tape, but Styles is like, yo, I work at Odd Job. They got the tapes. Y'all pull up when we gonna close, and we gonna hit them for the supply to make the tapes that we about to sell.
Yeah.
So we pull up. He works something. He do something like it's the garbage or something. He come out with wild boxes of blanks. Now we making the demo. This was what's ill about this. I'm bugging out with the timing a little bit. But when we making the Locks demo, Hov is making Reasonable Doubt in the next room in D&D. So that's our history with Hov. This is young Hov with the iceberg slim plant. This is crazy. We bump into him at the pool in the pool room.
Right.
He's making Reasonable Doubt while the Locks is making a demo. And actually Jazzo, when they was making Ain't No Nigga and all that, we bumped into him in passing in the bathroom or something, and he did a song for our demo.
Gotcha.
That song is actually on No Way Out.
Wow.
The No Way Out album. Puff loved it so much it made it all the way to the No Way Out album from the demo.
Damn.
But once we got our name buzzing in YO and we was going to the studio down D&D, and we made songs good enough that we felt, you know, we had some joints that was good enough to pass on. Mary J. Blige's first cousin, my man J. Bop, Jamarco Miller, was a part of our entourage. Yeah, he hung with us. He was with us every day, all day in school. Right. So we already had the plug once we thought the songs was good enough, him to pass them to Mary. And they happened to be on the Jodeci tour. Mary, Puff, Big, Jodeci, all of them. We got the joints done, and Bop got them to Mary. She threw him, played him on a tour bus somewhere riding to another city. And Puff was like, yo, I need a meeting with them dudes. And the rest was history.
Now, one of the things that I remember was the transition for the Locks from Bad Boy
to Ruff
Ryders.
No,
Hold up. Wait a minute.
Hold on, Five.
Wait a minute. Give me five. Give me five. Hey, listen. Hey, listen, right? Who? How? Okay, hold up. Okay, so you're signed to Bad Boy.
Yeah.
You
See, I'm gonna tell you where you go. I know where you going. I know where you going. What you gonna leave? Where you gonna slip up? Go
okay, you signed to Bad Boy. You alongside Big Mace, Total 112, and you guys had.
He's like the Jordan.
Yeah.
He's like the Bulls or the Lakers or
you had,
one of them teams
and the
in
illustrious
the dynasty
lineup. What makes someone walk away from all that and say, "Man, hell no, I don't want to be here"?
Well, you know LOX. What is it? A 3-man group,
Right?
and it's all we. This is one of the reasons we still rock solid to this day because we carry it that way. Every man's a boss. Every man got to say so. We don't. It's no. We equally all. We the same thing equally. We form Voltron. So
Right.
if somebody say something, we gotta air it out. We gotta bring it to the table. We gotta. We can't just. You know what I mean? So boom. Big got killed. We already having light. It's already. Pardon me. It's already like Versace Medusa head shirts.
Right.
Then it's 3 niggas with army suits over there. So it's already like grilled lobsters with grilled cheese. So it was already like different. Like,
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Because you got pasta.
Yeah.
Then you got noodles.
Yeah. They popping champagne.
Yeah.
We drinking Cisco. With Mad Dog 2020 and all that shit. We on another
Chill.
Shit was different. So it was always a little bit of, we could never blend in perfectly yet. Although we had some of the best times, although we was learning shit that we didn't know we was learning, how to perform
Right.
the right way,
Right.
not cupping mics, how to control the crowd.
I still do that shit to this day, man.
Yeah, we do that.
Yeah.
That's gonna happen with
Yeah.
hood, but technically
You're not supposed to.
When
Yeah.
you get caught in a moment,
Yeah.
that's what it is. But just the whole thing of touring, how to live on tour, how to shop on tour, how to buy throwaway underwears and underclothes, just the whole life experience that we learned. We didn't realize we was learning that, but on another token, we wasn't blending in.
Right.
They had the commercial hits, this, that. I wrote the Benjamins. I wrote a few songs on No Way Out. Know what I'm saying? Victory. I wrote Victory.
What?
Yeah.
What?
I wrote, know what I'm saying? So, but listen, it still is not blending. We killing the clue scene. And Bad Boys, the top 8 at 8, whatever it is, they dominate. We dominating, well, we not dominating. So it was always something there. Then he had a meeting. Puff Styles threw the chair at Puff.
What?
And that was the last. No. Before the chair, Big died. It's ill for me because the Locks' first time in L.A. is when Big died, and I happened to be here this time when Kobe. This thing happened to Kobe and all the family members and the children. So you know what I mean. It's weird and bugged out, but the untimely demise of Big. They had a big meeting. Puff said anybody could leave the label that wanted to leave after that. Styles is saying, let's go. I'm telling you, this is the sign. Let's go. He tapping us under the table. Let's go. Me, nah, dog. We got to wait it out. We got to, know what I mean?
Right.
Boom. No Way Out comes out. It's love. We go on the tour. It's crazy. We making money.
Now you feeling like you fitting in
blending
a little bit.
a little bit now. It go from not we blending in
So
a
you
little
getting
bit.
a little bit,
Not
you getting
all,
in.
we not all the way meshing, but we getting close.
Right,
Yeah,
right.
It's throwing out a little bit. Boom. Then Big died. Then the No Way Out. Now we rocking a little bit, but it's still kind of, it's not really, shit ain't going all the way perfect.
It never does.
We had
though.
a meeting. We had a meeting with Puff.
All right.
Styles threw the chair at him
Well, what was the purpose of this meeting?
to iron out some discrepancies.
Okay.
Actually, was ill when the night when the thing happened to Big. We was mad at Puff for some reason I don't know about, but we went over to that picture you see with Big, Stevie J, Puff, that they showed the last picture in the party that night.
Yeah.
We went over to Big. He seen us with the 4th floor screw fade. He like, shake that shit off. My album is coming out. This is my single. We knocking this, that. We gonna handle that shit when we go home.
It seems like you had more of an ability to relate to Big than you would have been able to relate to Puff.
Definitely.
So
With that being
like
said,
Big was the bridge.
With that being said, when we finally met Big and he embraced us and took us in, he like, yo, this is gonna be wild stuff you don't like about Puff. He's gonna make y'all stars, but this is what's gonna happen along the way of him making y'all stars.
Yeah.
You're not gonna like him for that, but you're gonna be a star.
Right.
So he gave us.
So he told you this.
Yeah, he gave us the jewel of the thing. So in that party, he told us, yo, whatever, all of that shit y'all mad at Puff, shake that off. Here go an ounce of weed. Here go some Cristal or some Don P.
I was forgiven.
We celebrate.
I was forgiven.
Then that happened.
An ounce of weed and some Don P back then, man. That shit
was good.
That
Yeah.
shit was like a 600 beans in the club.
Then,
You dig what I'm saying?
Then that happened. Then then that happened. No Way Out came out. The tour came out. The tour is finished. We get back. It's not really going how we wanted to do. They set up a meeting.
You're talking about money. Okay, so let's just get down to it. You say the tour came out.
No.
It had to be-
wasn't
because
actually. No, it wasn't. Tip. It wasn't really.
It got to be something. It got to be the
It
money.
was just the whole.
way a motherfucker
It was
treating
just
you.
the whole thing.
The
Yeah,
message- the
it
message
wasn't.
pretty big,
It
though.
wasn't right. It wasn't right. It wasn't. We didn't feel comfortable. We didn't feel comfortable. But we was making some bread. We was making a couple dollars. At least we thought we was.
Yeah.
But so we get the meeting.
Now, okay, so how's the conversation going before the chair got thrown?
It's going pretty good. I mean, I guess somebody said their part. I don't know if Styles went first. I would imagine Puff went first, then Styles went, because that's where the chair got thrown.
Okay.
You know what I mean? But then after that, it was we went rogue after that meeting.
Okay, so
Know
after
what I
that
mean?
meeting, all communications have been dismantled. Nobody talking.
D was still talking to Puff. Cause
D from the Ruff Ryders.
Yeah,
Who
Puff,
was your? They was your man. That was
they
your
were
manager.
our manager.
Okay,
They was
gotcha.
always our manager
Okay,
while we was
gotcha.
on Bad Boy.
Okay, so you always knew D and D.
Yeah,
and them.
they was our management.
Okay.
They didn't get the Ruff Ryder deal till after we was already on Bad Boy. That's what messed us up. I mean, not messed us up, but that's what was easy for us to say, yo, we want to get out of here and go
But look,
back there.
So basically, okay, you get back from the No Way Out tour.
Yeah.
You're not comfortable. There's a discrepancy. Then you get a page from D, and he says, I just got the Ruff Ryder deal. And you tap Sheik and say, all right, nigga, throw the check.
No. They already had the deal. We didn't just jump ship once they got the deal.
Okay, how'd it
Because
go?
we knew us going on Bad Boy sacrificed them getting the deal. Because it showed them, yo, we put them over here. We got DMX. What y'all
Right.
got for us? Then they
Right.
cut them the check.
Yeah.
So it was still,
So
we
it was-
still was able to eat because we was still the family, but it wasn't going right. And if my man got somewhere where it's going right,
Right.
I'm going to get out of here.
That's
Now
right.
I'm going to try my damnedest to get out, and I'm going to go where I know I'm one of them.
Okay, so when D was still talking to Puff, what was how was the discussion?
I guess Puff was trying to tell him, yo, handle them or this, and he's telling them, those my little brothers, they feel how they feel. Like, I can't, you know what I mean? I'm gonna try to monitor it to a certain extent, but I can't tell them how to feel.
Right.
They young niggas is young and wild at that time. This is the crack era.
Zero understanding.
Yeah, so we had to have a meeting amongst ourselves to say, like, you know, we ain't got this money that we think this is no money. We got no money going up against a shitload of money and a shitload of lawyers and pay. So what do we got? We got the streets. And we said, yo, it's not double Dutch. If we committed and the shit don't work,
right?
We all in. If it do work, we all in. So niggas like, fuck it, man. What we got to lose? And then we started the Let the Locks Go campaign.
Yeah, free the locks.
You know what I mean? Eve had a slot at Summer Jam.
This is my favorite.
Pressed up the shirts.
We
pressed up the shirts.
Right. Free the locks.
Yeah. We had the one of the Ruff Ryder compilation was out. My album was out. We gonna make it, dope money, all of those shits.
Come on.
They lined us up a mean playlist. We gave the shirts out in the parking lot, so it seemed like the whole arena had to Let the Locks Go shirt. They gave us 5-6 minutes of Eve set. We blew that bitch out the frame. Then we had the whole fucking metal in saying, let the locks go. Let the locks. Somebody ran up to the powder blue Bentley and jumped on the hood. And said, Puffy, let the locks. Rest in peace. Wolf had to jump out with the thing and get cleared his fucking. He had to clear. This shit was crazy. So we get back to the back cave like, yo, that was impactful. We got the streets. This all Hot 97 is talking about. This all the people talking about. That was a good strategic
Yonkers
move.
is on the map now,
Yeah,
properly.
We on the map,
okay, properly.
And then they was able to do some paperwork stuff, D and Puff, which later I found out Steve Stout said it was some group from Chicago that was supposed to be one of them special groups that Puff wanted them, and he was able to get us off for that. I heard that years later after I just thought that Jimmy Iovine, which Jimmy Iovine did have to, he did pay. It was his initial check to Puff that got us off. But behind the scenes of that, it was some Chicago group. That was supposed to.
Was it?
Nah.
Somebody unknown.
No, yeah. Unknown. These dudes never.
Yeah,
they never surfaced. Do or die is my niggas. Do or die is talent.
Man, I'm talking about
upon talent.
I couldn't imagine.
That shit is crazy. But
I couldn't imagine Do or Die hooking up with Puff and us not hearing about it.
Yeah, nah. That's why that don't even add up. These were some other dudes. That never seemed to surface, but. That shit is all crazy.
And so who decided to get the Billboard? Because that's what I remember. I remember the Billboard.
To Let the Locks Go?
Yeah.
I think that was, I don't know, probably was us with Ruff Ryders because they had a lot of extra money to spend. So
they were fucking it up.
Once the campaign got up and rolling, we just worked it. You know what I mean? To the streets advantage that we had because that was the only advantage we really had.
Now I have a lot of love and respect for Puff, you know what I'm saying?
Definitely. Our relationship to this day is solid.
Right on. I commend him for letting you go because I had a similar situation with L.A. Reid. You know what I'm saying? A chair didn't get thrown, however.
Some dudes don't get let go.
Yeah.
You know that.
Yeah.
And their career goes in shambles.
Yeah. I'm Sheik Luch. I'm getting let go. I'm definitely Sheik Luching my way up in this situation. But Puff is a commendable dude, bro. And I respect him more for letting y'all go or working it out, finding ways to make sure that y'all could continue on your journey unencumbered. But when you get to Ruff Ryders, let's talk about the juxtaposition between Bad Boy, Ruff Ryders. How was it different? You told me how you felt in Bad Boy. Tell me how you felt at Ruff Ryders.
Ruff Ryders, when we got there, we felt comfortable. If you listen to the music from, now I love both of the I love Money, Power, Respect.
Absolutely.
But I also love We Are the Streets.
We Are the Streets.
Like they were recorded in different zones in the name of Swiss. Like Money, Power, Respect was recorded militantly. You can't do this. You got to do this. Which it should have been because it was our first album. And they was taking a chance.
You needed some structure.
They was taking a chance on us, and we needed some structure. Whereas the We Are the Streets was recorded with
just free.
Here go Swiss.
Here
go Swiss. Here go Grease. Here go all the producers you want. Do what y'all do. I'm gonna come in and hear it, and holy shit.
Yeah, it was.
You know what I'm saying? So
I remember that like yesterday.
That shit was a new sound.
That was
a
different.
new sound.
That
I
was
was like, oh shit, these niggas young too.
That was different. So
it was crazy.
But they was both beautiful experiences.
Right.
But Ruff Ryders was more family orientated. They was letting niggas who came home from doing long stretches getting some jobs that they shouldn't have been getting in. You know what I mean? Out of the love of how much real niggas they are.
Right.
Instead of, they should have let some dudes sit with some dudes and learn it and then pass the position. But they was so street mentalitizing orientated. A nigga could just come home from 50 years. They just make him the CEO of. Yeah, that's your job now.
You're CEO of merchandise.
But that's real nigga shit.
You came home from a dope charge. We're gonna let you handle merchandise.
Yeah. Know what I'm saying?
We're gonna let you handle manufacturing.
I
and
love them
distribution.
niggas for that to this day because they taught me loyalty and they taught me some shit, but they also taught me. With doing that, they taught me how to construct and conduct my business, and I gotta appreciate them for both. I gotta appreciate Puff, and I gotta appreciate the Ryders. You know what I mean?
Now, did you ever find yourself in similar standings with the Ruff Ryders? Did it ever get funky over there as well?
No, definitely. It always is. Always. Listen, this is one of the
Were there any
dirtiest
chairs
games.
ever thrown?
No.
Okay, no chairs thrown. Gotcha.
No chairs thrown at all. Ruff Ryders are big brothers, but it was also some shit that wasn't right.
Right.
You know what I mean? This ain't a game where everything's gonna go right. This is one of the nastiest games you can sign your name onto that little booklet of paperwork with the clip at the top of it that's holding everything together and the magnet. This is nasty. So you gotta learn as much as you can learn. As much as you want to be the nicest nigga and the sharpest swords, you gotta learn the business as much as you can learn it. You gotta get a staff around you that's for you and for the cause, and all of it is a whole bunch of other things besides the marketing, this music, and all that you need to know to make your brand move, and that's what we had to learn. But Ruff Ryders, they was doing shit. They was buying shit and copping tour buses with studios and nobody using it, and
right.
You know what I mean? When shit is going right, you could dip into a budget. Let me take something over there.
Yeah, look from here, look from here.
You know
absolutely.
how that shit going. That's just what it is.
I think that goes to show to the young artists, man. You know what I'm saying? There are no perfect situations.
That's
you know
it.
What I mean? There are no perfect situations. It's just which situation are you willing to fight for? You know what I mean? Because whatever situation you in, you're gonna find some shit that you're completely just uncomfortable about. So you can either fight through that discomfort and get the better days, or you could leave and go sign up with another company. It's going to also have some shit that you're uncomfortable about.
Yeah.
So you're going to fight either way, no matter where you go. It's just who you feel like fighting for, or who you feel like fighting with. What prompted Jadakiss to go solo?
Again, Steve Stout. I think Steve Stout had just got hired over there at Interscope.
Uh-huh.
And he had a nice cashmere long sleeve on with a lot of shit up. A lot of shit up one of the sleeves, and my solo album happened to be one of them. And I'm actually tight as fuck with Stout to this day.
Man, you know what
I mean? But you gotta grow them relationships, and you gotta. It takes time to fill each other out.
Yeah. I had a relationship with Steve Stout early on in my career, man. He got me my Chevy.
That Chevy
deal.
joint.
He got me
That's
my
when
Chevy
I think
deal.
that's when he first got into the advertisement joint.
Yeah.
Because I did the Iverson commercials, and then he built his shit up, and then you caught the Chevy shit, and then he maneuvered it. You know?
Unfortunately, I kind of burned that to the ground when I caught my Fed case. So, we're kind of like, you know what I'm saying, touch and go on our
came back and hit the silver screen hard.
Yeah,
though.
I know, but you know what, though? But look, though. Motherfucker told, it's not that the deal got pulled. You know what I mean? It's not that that I got dropped from Chevy or whatever. That wasn't it. It was the fact that he told, at least as far as I know, I heard that he told my manager at the time, Jason Jeter, man, it's over for him. He'll watch. He'll never be nothing, man. He fucked up. He fucked it up. It's over with.
Oh, they counted you out too early.
You dig what I'm saying? And now I was like, oh, is that so? Well, we'll just see about that. You know what I'm saying? However,
counted you out early, which was really a motivational moment. That made you turn that bag from a carry-on to a hockey duffel.
You dig what I'm saying?
If you know anything, if you got any duffel bag etiquette, a hockey duffel about as long as this table, baby.
Hey, man. I mean, and listen, man. To this day, man, Steve Styles has been just a phenomenal example for the culture and the generation of how to start where you have some familiarity, which is music and hip hop in our culture, and then grow into, whatever
bigger
space
things,
you can see yourself.
Yeah.
And so I hold no grudges on that, but I'm just speaking frankly. That is, you know what I'm saying, kind of the history of Stout and my relationship. Although now he's doing phenomenally with the United Masters and, you know what I'm saying?
Shout out to them.
Finding a way to create opportunities for undiscovered talent, underground artists, and connecting them with big corporations like the NBA and, you know what I'm saying, getting all kinds of opportunities for him. So, you know what I'm saying, shout out to him, salute him for his efforts. Now, I'm just asking what made you go solo, because when you said the Locks, we're a 3-man unit. Every man is a boss within his own. Did anybody have anything to say when you said, like, did you take that back to the group and say, hey, look, man, what y'all think about me going solo?
Nah, this is what happened when they after the Locks album, they called for me to go to do a solo album. This is the days, you know how them budgets was.
Yes, sir.
I said, okay.
Now, did you take the first offer, or did you say, nah, man, you got to come?
Never the first offer.
Okay, cool.
They came with something that their face was regular. I needed their face to be a little bent up a little, so I turned that down till they came back with some wrinkles in the forehead. You know what I mean? Then I took that to my brothers. Yo, this what we gonna do. Of course, I broke bread. You know what I mean? The way you're supposed to break bread. I got one of Al Capone's old cribs in Miami across the street from Mick Jagger. From one of Mick Jagger's crib.
Yeah, we're talking money.
We went down there and made a portion of the album. I had Styles and Chic with me, blowing through the budget, so it wasn't no hard feelings or none of that. And then we always did shit like that. So it don't matter it could be a time we keep our shit in the circle. Right. So if whoever's up at the time can hold the team. You know what I mean? It's always a blessing for all of us to be up. But just in case one is up or two is up, they'll hold the other one up, and we gonna be like that till we die. And that's a beautiful thing to have brothers that my mother didn't conceive, and their mothers didn't conceive me, but we tight as a motherfucker, dog. And the more bullshit we see in the industry, the tighter it makes us.
That's fine.
You know what I mean?
Now, let me ask you this: being around such legendary talent. I mean, you've been around legends on legends on legends. You dig what I'm saying? Like, tell me what was the most memorable reaction you got from a legend to your verses. When you played some shit for a motherfucking
Big.
legend.
For me, it got to be Big. Because Big used to, it would fuck me up when we coming from YO going to Daddy's house to record, and Big would either ask Puff or the engineers to hear what we did, like last night, or let me hear the lock shit. And we come there anxious and happy to see him and go see the Mafia and him and get some Branton, you know what I mean, get some good weed, some from the mids we had, and get some good liquor and some good weed. And he in there bumping the shit we made last night or 2 nights ago. That really put that battery in our back. Like, yo, this nigga, he fuck with us. We gotta be something special. And I think that really played a big influential part in our career. Like, you know what I mean?
Man, that's fine. Now going from days like those days, when, you know, East Coast, New York especially, was obviously dominating shit, right? How does it feel now when you go to New York and it sound like a lot of the rappers in New York trying to sound like they not from New York?
That's one of the things that kills me. That kills me. When you turn on the radio and it sound like I can be in the Bluff, and they all from Brooklyn, all of the artists they just played, it hurts me, and it makes me feel good because they could be out selling drugs or doing some heinous acts.
Right.
So for any young black brother to be able to make some money to feed his family, to take care of his kids, to better his situation is always a beautiful thing.
But if we're not
this being the mecca of hip-hop.
If we telling the truth about it.
No, telling the truth about it, it fucking sucks. You know what I mean? It fucking sucks. You know what I mean? This is turntables, beats, and rhyme. This is the mecca. Hip-hop started in Sedgwick Ave.
That's right.
So
in the Bronx,
I don't think, in the Bronx. In the Bronx.
That's my little brother right there. It's my little brother. My little brother from the Bronx.
And Bryce
you know
is also
what
on
I'm
the
saying?
record.
You know what I'm saying? So
We're not talking about your record right now. 5, come on, 5. Give us 5, 5. Come on, man.
Give us 5, 5.
Give us 5, 5. Come on, man.
You know what I'm saying? So it sucks. It's a good thing that they ain't got to be doing no bullshit and they making some money, but it sucks that they had to go listen to Chicago or listen to Atlanta or listen and get their whole shit from somewhere else. Because one thing with me, I'm not mad if you can rhyme how today. If you rap like today's rap, I'm cool with that. But you should be able to really rap. If you can really rap and do drill or whatever it is, you're a complete artist.
Yeah.
If you can only do one thing, I don't really know how I feel about you.
I kind of feel like it should be a one-off. You know what I'm saying? Like you should, you should definitely establish your sound, yourself, and then show people, I could do this too. So you do a song like that.
Exactly.
And you have a collaboration
Sprinkle,
where you can.
yeah.
But if you trying to be the New York version
For me, for instance,
of someone else,
I was in Atlanta for a long time.
Right. You start saying shout
somewhat.
It, you start
all
saying
of that. But I was on all the Little John's albums.
Yeah.
I was down there fucking with D Money and them.
Right.
Before, you know what I mean? So they embraced me. I didn't have to ride the wave.
Right.
I got love because they saw me down there. I did shit. And that's how it's a way to get the love without, you don't got to compromise what you bring to the table without showing love and getting love. You know what I mean? And,
I agree with that 1,000%.
I mean, one of the greatest examples of that, and I'm not trying to, I don't want to ostracize my guy, but one of the most blatant versions of that was Designer. Designer sounded like a New York Future
to the maximum,
and his song was dope as fuck. Now, dope ass song. dope song. When I heard it, I thought it was Future. I said, God damn, he got one. You know what I'm saying? When I first heard it, I said, God damn, the nigga Future got one. That motherfucker going up. And then, you know, I heard it on Kanye's album. I was like, what? This ain't Future. What's this? Right? Then I saw that the gentleman, that designer, was going at Future. I said, oh, this not going to end well. You dig what I'm saying? And then I saw the man Future ain't even say nothing to him. I like, God damn, it's getting worse. And then I saw no more designer. And that shit there, to me, should be assigned to those.
Do what you do.
Do
what you, key word, you do.
Right.
I mean, and I met Designer, and Designer's a good guy. He's a cool cat,
I fuck with
man.
Designer.
He's a cool cat.
And he got some, to take from what, he got some hot shit.
Yeah.
But he's probably not getting a fair shake at it because the way he came, the approach that he took.
How you present yourself is the way you be received.
You know what I mean? He got some other shit that's straight Designer now.
Yeah, I heard.
But the way you came in through this, you know what I mean? Sometime it ain't. Bless you, King.
Thank you.
Know what I mean?
So Designer, he from Brooklyn too, right?
Brooklyn.
Yeah, definitely from Brooklyn.
Yeah. So that was the motherfucker who had his foot on your neck.
No.
At the time.
Go back. No.
Hey,
no, hold on.
Hey, you know what? Check this out.
Let's not say Brooklyn.
Nah, yeah. Nah, we gonna say this. We gonna say this. We gonna say this because that takes me to a tweet.
Designer
that
made a lot
Meek
of
put
fucking
out.
money off that song.
Man, Designer, a multi-millionaire. A multi-millionaire he became. And you know what I'm saying?
That's cool.
Put his foot on your neck.
But there's people.
Took you this long to get a song with Jadakiss.
Nah, but listen.
You dig what I'm saying?
Designer ain't got one, though. I don't think Designer got one, though.
He actually does.
We don't know about it, though. We don't know. We the culture.
He used one of my beats. He used the beat that I did was, he used the song that I got called Jason that Swiss did.
Yeah.
He did it over and I got on there with him.
All right, but so let's end that.
I'm just saying, everybody in Brooklyn not doing the design. That's all I'm trying to say.
Nah, that ain't what I said. I didn't say that. You said that.
Shout out to my nigga Uncle Murder, you know what I'm saying?
I didn't say that. You said that. What I said was he had his foot on your neck, and Bryce said, Brooklyn do that.
Whoa.
And what he meant by that was, now referring back to the tweet that my brother Meek Mills put out and said, y'all BK niggas be going at each other too much.
Now, guess what? I agree with that, though.
Yeah.
I agree with that.
Let's get into the thick of it, guys.
You know what? You know what I'm gonna take from that? You know what I'm gonna take? You know what I'm gonna take? You know what I'm gonna take from that tweet?
What's that?
They should have replaced that tweet with New York niggas be going at each other too much. That's why you brothers from Atlanta was able to come swoop up $500 billion.
You think what I'm saying?
The correct way. And even if you had discrepancies, you didn't let the world know.
That's real. See,
that
that's
you
the thing.
supported each other and made this shit come forth in a full circle where everybody was able to eat. Everybody eats.
That's the thing.
That's only really going on in Atlanta.
That's the thing about Atlanta, right? That's the thing about Atlanta, right? It was a time in Atlanta, man, I was going at it with a few people, and nobody knew about it.
Cause y'all
if we see
shit.
each other, if I see you, man, and we going at it, you know what I'm saying? We only gonna hit. If we gonna hit, we gonna hit in the city. You know what I'm saying?
When there's outsiders involved, we gonna keep this thing like this. And that shit was.
And when and not even just that. When I'm in rooms with people, and they mention you, I'm not gonna say, fuck that nigga. I ain't finna do that. You know what I'm saying? Cause that make me a hating ass nigga at that. I'm sure there have been motherfuckers who didn't like me. You know what I'm saying? Who I'm sure they had to do the same thing about me in a room before. Ludacris, I know me and him had our issues at times. You know what I mean? I'm sure it was probably people in the room that was probably saying some shit about me. He was like, yo, you know what I'm saying? That ain't what we gonna do here. Dude. And that's what keeps a dynasty going. For longevitous periods.
Facts.
You know what I mean?
Facts.
Now let's be completely forthcoming with the truth here. Let's bare our whole soul on this one. Did you ever think the South was going to be put on the map in hip hop?
Whoa.
You know what I'm saying?
Me?
Did you think we'll ever hold a bigger more of a lion's share of the public opinion in New York?
I did.
You did?
I did. You know why? Because I realized hip-hop is a Ferris wheel.
Wow.
It's going like this. With fashion, with haircuts.
That's right.
The sonic sound of music is going in the swirl.
That's real.
And the dudes like yourself, like the Locks, a few others. The challenge is staying on the wheel.
Right.
Sometimes it's going to change. It's not going to be our look. It's not going to be our sound. But if you could stay on till it gets back around to that,
right.
That's how you create a career.
You know what the worst thing in the world is?
You
know the worst thing in the world is when the sound of your town is not prevalent, and then you jump off of it, and then you get on some other shit, and then your sound come back around.
Oh shit! We picked the wrong shit.
Shit, yeah. You should have fucking waited.
Played yourself, kid.
Played yourself. That's the realest shit right there.
Hey man.
Oh nah, I was just experimenting. Fuck out of here.
Hey man, you always been a cool, laid back guy, man. I mean, your demeanor has always been one of just of upscale proportions, man. I ain't never seen you jumping all around stage and moving back and forth like I do.
You be killing them stages,
man.
That's why your number is where it's at. Don't worry, I'm trying to get there, baby. You know what I mean?
Shit, man, let's do one together. Ain't nothing
we got some shit coming. Don't worry.
I mean, shit, man.
We got. Don't worry. Listen.
Okay.
We're not going. Stenographer, take. Retract that. Stenographer, go off the record with that last statement.
We're gonna strike that from the record, everybody. We asked the jury not to consider that last statement. But look though, but when it's just you and your partners, you and your old lady, y'all kicking it, y'all at the club or whatever it is, or even at the crib or at the barbecue. Like, does Jadakiss dance?
Yeah, dancing. I love the dance. I think that's missing from the parties now.
What?
I used to go to the A112. I used to go to all of. Even New York really don't got that much clubs. There's really no night scene. But dancing is therapeutic for individuals.
Yeah. To release
Nightclub is not the ice grill with your hands closed with one leg on the wall. That's not what the club is for.
You know what clubs
you know it's easier to get a female by dancing than be there looking like you ready to stick the joint up.
You know how much money niggas is spending to try not to dance?
Yeah,
niggas is buying
you
wild
buying
bottles.
The most expensive. You're going in the store saying, "Let me get everything the mannequin got."
Yeah, right.
Then you buying wild bottles.
Give me that $8,000 jacket.
You're doing all of that to not dance. That's hurting your chances.
Yes.
With the perfume.
With the perfume.
And that's you're defeating the overall object of going out, enjoying yourself.
Yeah.
Because are you really enjoying yourself?
Absolutely
for all
not.
the money you just spent for this night? Nah.
It's not worth it.
Dancing is beautiful.
And clubs have now turned into kind of like the observatory or museums for people.
That's what it is.
You dig what I'm saying? If you want to go see all kinds of different people.
You just see sections of, the club turned
over
into
here,
a museum. You
over
killed
here,
me.
This is the exhibit for the scammers. As you see.
He's on fire.
That's real spill, dog.
Hey.
This is the drug dealers.
This is the drug dealer section.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Hey, listen.
These are the chicks with plastic surgery.
Over here is as indicated by
might steal your Rolex if you.
As indicated by, if I could direct your attention to the black Air Force Ones, we have the robbers.
It's robbers. That's crazy, dog. Nah, that's real shit, though, dog. The club turned into a museum.
And these are the finesses over here, ladies. You can tell by the fake jewelry. It looks real, but it's really not.
It's really not.
Facts.
Hey, man. Whoa. I think that, the energy that you gave us, bro, the energy that you put into your music, essentially conveying your messaging to us and kind of like that's what we do. We transfer energy.
Facts.
Back and forth.
Facts.
You know what I mean? We take what we've gone through, put it in a song, throw it out there, then we give it to whoever listening to it, and then when we go to a show, they give it back to us, and then when we on stage, we give it back to them. We just transferring energy back and forth.
Listen to this, and I know you gonna take this tomorrow. I might see this on the gram. You might tweet it, but you can take this to another place where we can't really get it at. Hip hop is the only, out of the genres of music, our genre is the only one that they chop up, they slice like this. East Coast hip hop,
Right.
West Coast,
Right.
down south,
Right.
Midwest. Why they don't do that with? It ain't no such thing as Midwest pop,
Right.
hip, East Coast R&B.
Yeah.
Our shit is the only shit they chop
Ain't
up.
no West Coast
'Cause
rock
they
and
put
roll.
None of that. They don't do that with country. It ain't
Although
East Coast country.
Well, but you know what? The Venice, like I think the Venice sound kind of, and Seattle had a sound at one time. That's where Nirvana, I think, came from.
Yeah, the
and
sound.
shit.
But they
had-
still didn't. They still
They
didn't
didn't-
categorize it the way we do because they trying to put us against each other.
Yeah.
Our music is art just like they shit is art.
This is true.
But then when they do it like that, they make it.
They make it seem like it's a war.
Yeah,
It's war
they make
music.
it seem like it's war music, and
Yeah.
even though it's a competitive business, we still in the same union.
That's real.
Yeah.
Speaking of union, we need a union.
Yeah.
You could be the
How do
head
you
of the
do that,
union.
though?
I could be the head of the union.
I mean,
I seen what happened to Hoffa. Shit. I want to be the
shout
head
out
of the
to the
union.
Irishman. But we need one for hip hop.
That's real.
We need
The
one.
board, everything. The
We
whole
need
thing.
one.
I agree with that.
We
Okay.
need one.
But how do you establish
Hey man,
that?
put
I
that
mean,
on my list.
we
of
need
things to
one.
do for 2020. We're going to establish a union
We
for
need
hip-hop.
one to get. Is a lot of artists that experience the same plights and the same shit, but you won't think it because
You know
of the
what else we need?
financial differences in the levels that we on. But
You know what else we
in
need?
that book, we still in the same. We still the same. We one of the same. You want to come up? We already seasoned veterans, but we still share a lot of the same shit. Yeah,
We got a lot farther to
and
go.
a lot farther to
We
go.
always on the come up.
Facts.
We always on the come up.
Every artist is on the come.
When you fuck artists, I talk to Puff. He like, man, shit, man. You know what I'm saying? Getting this shit together.
working,
Getting
yeah.
this shit together. Getting it.
No,
nigga, what?
that shows you that's real
Nigga,
shit.
you what? You know what I'm saying? Like, you know, I talk to like all kind. Like, I've been blessed and fortunate to have some of the most successful mentors ever. You know what I'm saying? From the Puffs to the Jays, or should I say Hoves, to Russell Simmons, Jay Prince's. Just to have the abundance of information available to me, made available to me by people who've gone through what I'm going through and who have been where I'm trying to go. That shit is priceless.
Yeah, I agree with that.
You
Priceless.
understand?
Priceless.
And to hear every time I speak to and one of them, they always say, like, I'm gonna tell you, man, when I tell every time I talk to Jay Prince, I be like, what's up, OG, what's happening? He say, shit, homie, big wheels keep rolling.
Ill.
You dig what I'm saying? Even still to this day, big wheel keep rolling, man. You know what I'm saying? And I think that is extremely important for us to know. I was in, we was at Puff House night before last, and shout out to everybody who came to the after party for the Clyde Davis party,
yeah.
with Puff, and Puff was, you know, he was recognized, celebrated, had one of the most prolific speeches.
Crushed it.
Yeah.
Crushed it.
Had one of the most prolific speeches. KC, can we play a little bit of the Puff speech?
For years, we've allowed institutions that have never had our best interests at heart to judge us. And that stops right now.
Talk that shit, bro.
I'm officially starting the clock. Y'all got 365 days to get this together.
You did. Hey, so the Recording Academy has been officially put on notice. If there's not more diversity in the
I'm glad he
selection.
did that when he did it. So maybe next year I'm gonna get a Grammy nod for this new project that I put out.
Yeah, that's what's happening. What's to happen? Hey, look, I mean that's what needs to happen.
Definitely.
That's what needs to happen.
That speech right there meant that was a significant speech right there.
I knew I felt something like, you know what I'm saying, when I heard it, but it wasn't until I got to the after party and Jay was right there. I was talking to Jay, and Jay said, "Yo, you hear that speech what Puff did?"
That shit.
Say,
Jay know what time. Jay.
That shit going down in history, bro.
Yeah.
He's like, that's one of the ones.
Yeah.
I say, yeah, I wasn't the only one who felt like that then.
Yeah, see?
You know what I'm saying?
That shit hit the real hard. That shit touched us.
Like, to be honest with you, like, I was only outside the room. I wasn't in the room, but I could hear, you know what I'm saying, from outside the room that Puff was saying some shit that needed to be said. But I couldn't hear everything. Mm-hmm. But it just felt, it resonated.
Mm-hmm.
And it wasn't until Jay confirmed it
that you knew
that I knew
what you was thinking was really what you was thinking.
Okay.
Yeah.
So this shit is, that's what they call affirmations.
Mm-hmm.
Now, what is it, or how do you think that the industry could be diversified in a way that would benefit people like the Locks, T.I., Five Mics?
I mean, it's the fuckery. The black market of blackballing against real niggas and real issues and real music and real and that's something that I'm not sure if we'll ever be able to find an antidote for that, or if there ever be. They don't want too many real niggas in power.
Hell no.
Because then they're out of power. And at that same on the same Tokyo drift, it ain't too many real niggas that's going to get in position and handle it accordingly.
Yes, facts.
Without the wrong mannerisms
or compromise,
or without doing you know what I mean. So that's where that right there is the algebra problem for niggas like us.
I mean, to me, I believe it's more of a popularity contest. You know what I'm saying? I feel like the Grammys are, which one of these niggas tap danced enough for me to notice and actually realize who they are this year? You dig what I'm saying? It's not really about who had the best song, biggest song. It's not by record sales. It's not by chart positioning. It's not by like crowd selection.
No, you're right. None of the categories or none of the things that should be the things that you would select somebody like us from are the things that they do to select it. That's why the whole shit is fucked up.
See what they should be doing though, right? Yeah. But what they first of all, this is the first thing. Too often, for too long, we have gone to these places and waited on them to validate us.
It said, That's why we in the hole that we in. We waited too long. This Puff speech, that shit should have came. Although I love it, I absorbed it, all of that. That shit is about 22 years late.
I don't think so.
I think so.
Okay.
From when Fresh Prince and them boycotted and threw their own party and all, that speech should have came around that year.
Wasn't enough momentum. You had one multi-platinum group, which was Fresh Prince.
But look what's
Jazzy
happening.
Jeff.
You saying there's not enough momentum. Every year,
hip
hop is evolving.
This is true.
But they still with this shit.
Hey, guess what?
Keeping us this small.
Guess what?
They letting us get big.
Yeah.
But they keeping us small.
But guess what?
How the fuck do we win?
Only this weekend. This the only weekend
of the year. Right?
This the
You're
only
right.
weekend.
But
This the
they
only
got us
weekend
so
this shit
mind
matter.
fucked though
Right.
that this one weekend,
It's so big.
this one weekend is bigger than niggas' whole year. If you could mean something this weekend,
Whoa.
you don't even gotta mean nothing for the rest of the year. It's how they got niggas mind fucked, dog. And you know that's real shit.
I mean, it's definitely, but I would tell you, like, the way I think that the shit could be fixed or rectified is.
We had our own fucking Grammys, and we had our union,
Sure.
and we had our own like, you see the NBA's doing their Grammys. NFL got NFL honors.
Yeah.
Niggas is branching off.
Yeah.
Because they ain't.
Included.
When you boycott them, they want to come give you awards now.
Yeah.
You know, when you show them, we don't need. That's just like with a girl. When
Right.
you like a girl in school and you on her heels,
Yeah.
she's showing you no love.
That's right.
Soon as you go talk to another chick that's don't even look as good as her,
Yeah.
she on you like a cheap suit.
You dig what I'm saying?
That same rule applies with everything.
Absolutely. But I think that if they were to try to fix the academy or the process within the academy, I don't think you should be able to vote on a category that you aren't
A part
aware
of, a part
Yeah.
of. No, you right.
You got classical engineers voting on who's the best hip hop album.
That's crazy.
That's the dumbest shit in the world.
That's my biggest.
No,
That's
for
my
real.
biggest
That's
beef
the
with the
dumbest shit in the world.
The categories are screwed up.
Yeah.
They screwed up.
And why every category that I've ever won wasn't never goddamn televised? That's what I don't understand. Why? I got 3 Grammys, man. I got 3 of them. You dig what I'm saying? 3. I appreciate every last one of them.
When they do it, see, that's some.
However,
Then they came in the mail.
none of the categories I won, now time I win, was it televised where I got a chance to stand up on stage and
That
say
ain't
my
right.
piece.
That ain't right. That ain't right, my
And
nigga.
damn near came in the
That
mail.
ain't right.
Yeah, shit. Grammy just showed up. Oh, your Grammy's here. Yeah, man, put that shit over there. I don't give a fuck. You know what I mean?
That ain't right.
It wasn't important enough that night.
Yeah.
You dig what I'm saying?
Yeah,
When I had a chance to win the on camera Grammy,
Whoa.
you gave it to Ludacris, and he didn't even have the hottest album that year.
Whoa.
I mean, I like Ludacris. I feel like he should have won that same. He should have won that same Grammy in that category, an album or 2 before when he won it. And I feel like, because they didn't give it to him when they were supposed to give it to him, they gave
was
it to
playing
him
catch
that
up.
day.
They was playing,
and you
yeah.
took mine from me. You dig what I'm saying? But you know what? That one I was like, man, fuck that shit. You dig? But my Grammy is, one of them at least, is very comfortably nestled within my exhibit at the Trap Music Museum. So anytime anybody want to come see my Grammy,
gotta step through
you know what I'm saying? Come on through there, man. Brother, it's a whole bunch I could continue to talk to you about, man. We could do this shit for days.
We can go for days.
Look, all right, cool. So just off topic, what's the greatest piece of advice you've ever received?
I received a numerous amount of great pieces of advice, but one of them was from when I was still on Bad Boy at the time. We was going to do camera blocking and all of that for some type of night show. I'm not sure at the time. It was Keenan or one of them, Arsenio something. Bumping the LL.
Okay.
And J-Lo. LL was like, yo, sign your checks. It might get to a point where you so busy or you think you so busy, sign your checks. And that stuck with me, dog. And you know what I mean? And if you really stay on top of your money, no matter how much busy you are, things will be a little bit easier for us, because this is a dirty, conniving, dog-eat-dog game.
Yeah.
And for him to tell me that at the time it was in the position he was in, I knew it was real serious. Either he had been through something, or he just was dropping a jewel on another young black artist in the game on the come up.
Right.
But for him to, out of everything he could tell me, for him to tell me and my brothers, yo, make sure you sign your checks and you know what's coming in. Yeah. That was a jewel.
Okay.
You know what I mean?
One of the greatest pieces of advice I've received, I think I received from prison. OG told me when we were talking. I was talking about like just my reasoning behind. I get pressing the line that I press and like going as hard as I go. And he said, "Son, do you know what you want out of life?" I said, "Yeah, I want the best." He said, "Okay, well if you want the best, why you dealing in the worst? You can't hold on to the ground and reach for the stars at the same time. You got to let something go."
That's a real woman.
That's crazy.
That's exactly what the fuck he said. It was my OG man. We just called him Mississippi, man. We called him Mississippi,
That
man.
boy Sip came up.
Forest City,
Shit.
Arkansas, man.
You know what I mean? Yo, listen, young boy. Never let your emotions supersede your intelligence.
You
That's
dig what I'm
another
saying?
jewel that I got.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Hey, look.
Rest in
We
peace,
OG's
Tupac.
dropping it right there.
Hey, look, hey, all right, cool. So now we having a motherfucking blast off. So this one came from Jay Prince. And this one was, never let, a moment interrupt a movement.
Whoa.
You dig what I'm saying?
Get out my phone.
Never let a moment interrupt the movement.
That's fire.
You dig what I'm
Fire.
saying? Man, okay. What is something that you no longer worry about now that you're older?
Now that I'm older, I no longer worry about what people say or what people think
Man,
or how
me
people
neither.
perceive me.
Me
Long
neither.
as my kids love me, long as my family love me, long as my mortgage is double paid, long as I'm good and I can do anything I want to do.
Yeah.
What, people's perception of me don't mean shit to me.
Yeah. Their perception does not become our reality.
No, never.
You
never
dig what
my
I'm saying?
reality. Never our reality.
We were put here, man. We were the properly positioned leaders of the culture. Okay, we were put here to tell everyone else what's cool, to tell everyone else what they're supposed to listen to, how it's supposed to sound, what it's supposed to look like, how it's supposed to feel. That's our position that we have been thrust into. We should never allow the tail to wag the dog.
It's another one.
Woo!
It's crazy right here.
Okay, another one. Just, rapid fire question. Name a book that changed your life.
Believe it or not, it's not a crazy author or novel. I think it's a series of books called Block Parties. And Al Sadiq, the author is called Al Sadiq Banks. And I was able to relate to them books. Block Party 1, Block Party 2, and Block Party... Definitely Block Party 1 and 2, but they're like hood novels, but they had so much similarities for me and what I was going through at the time that they actually changed my life. Like, they put me to stop doing some bullshit.
Right.
Get my shit together and, you know what I mean?
Right. I guess, man, it's several books that changed my life at different times in my life, man. You know what I'm saying? Different times I was going through stuff.
Behold the Pale White Horse.
Behold the Pale Horse.
I got onto that.
He got to be number one, number two. Gotta be.
That might be number one.
That might be.
I really
But the
don't
thing
like to
is-
say that because it's so much of a conspiracy theorist.
Man, that
book.
shit came to be true. I read that shit
That
in
shit is
2001.
all ill, dog.
I read it in 2001, man. I remember I first met Tamika. I had that book. I was just toting that book around. She's like, man, what is this damn book you got? I was like, man, hey, this
shit is some real
this shit is
shit.
power.
Yeah.
This shit is
real.
power. She's like, man, get that shit off the dinner table. You know what I'm saying? We'll be rolling
Can't
weed
put it
up.
down,
We'll
yeah.
be rolling
It's
weed
banned
on
now.
it. It's huh?
It's banned.
No, it ain't.
Yes,
you
it
can
is.
get one.
Now, but
You can get
in
one.
prison, I was
I-
about to
last
say,
time
it's
I
banned in
had
prison.
one-
Contraband in
It's
prison.
banned in prison. That's why I first read that book in
They
prison.
don't want niggas to get that.
The
in
Pale
there.
White Horse,
They
I
don't want
first
a
read it in
motherfucker to
prison.
have that
Yeah, they don't want
information.
Very popular
Yeah,
prison
you
book.
know that.
They got it
Yeah.
up out of here.
Yeah.
Niggas get too smart after, you know what I mean?
Man,
a couple
listen.
pages, they can come out and I'm going home.
I gave my last copy that I had, my last physical copy, I gave it to my daughter, Deja.
See,
I give it to my
pass
dad,
it to
David.
the kids is a beautiful thing.
Man, I give my kids all this information, all these books, all this shit, man. They just don't read it.
They'll read them eventually.
Yeah, I know it. Yeah, you know, probably when I die, they be like, "Hey, man, that damn book Dad told me to read. Let me go get that goddamn book." Yeah. But that was one of them. Another one is Man-Child in the Promised Land.
I think I got that.
Man-Child in the Promised Land, I think by Claude Brown, if I ain't mistaken. It was like an autobiography. My man Rudy gave it to me. Rudy Langlis. If you ain't familiar with Rudy Langlis, he did movies like I think Hurricane, if I'm not mistaken. Bryant, help me. Was it Hurricane that Rudy Langlis did? Yeah, Hurricane with Denzel. He was talking to me about playing Claude Brown. Brian, could you fact check? Yeah. Rudy Langlis, a producer, film producer, very, very notable film producer, black man, strong black man, intelligent, wise, and patient, because he fucked with me through some of the motherfucking most egregious times of my career. So tell me, aside from Hurricane, what other projects?
I have to look him up, but I know he did the project that Jamie did when he played the.
When Jamie played Tukey Williams.
Correct.
When Jamie played Tukey, he did that one too, and he came to me by doing Claude Brown, but he made it mandatory. He said, "Man, you got to read this book." And at the time, man, it was like the King album. So I'm moving and grooving, man. I'm like, man, read a book, nigga. You crazy. Nigga, we got nigga, turn up, nigga. The Ferrari, nigga, the Aston Martin, Rolls Royce, all three.
Let me get them.
And I want them brought to me. I'm going to drive all three of these motherfuckers at the same time. So I was going through that, but then I got hit, caught my time, and he sent it.
That book to read when you were.
And he sent it to me in prison.
When you know you was sitting down.
Yeah, he knew. He was like, "Here, now I think you might be able to appreciate this." You know what I mean? So I read it, and the shit was prolific. It was about a young nigga in fucking the 20s or 30s that moved from, I think, Mississippi, moved from the South up into Harlem into that. You know what I mean? And this motherfucker was running the street, doing everything, robbing and just having their way at 13, 14, 15, became a juggernaut. And he had a little brother, and his little brother he always tried to keep out the streets. And, you know, things you know, took place in his life. Got to a point where he ended up going to college and shit. And long story short, like his little brother, his life didn't turn out the way he expected his little brother's life. But he became, I won't even, read the book.
You got to tell me, what is it?
Man-Child in a Promised Land.
Man-Child in the Promised Land.
Man-Child in the Promised Land. So that was, you know what I'm saying, a book that changed my life. One of many, though. One of many. Now, Jadakiss, you have one of the most recognizable laughs in the business. Man, have you, like, I think, like, has that been trademarked?
That's happening right now.
Okay, because I was just about to say, man, please contact my trademarker and please if we can.
I'm doing that right now.
Man, that would be some bullshit, man. You know what I'm saying? Because you notice how Michael Jackson ended up with a lot of the publishing he has.
Just grabbing shit.
Nah, what happened was, you know what I'm saying, one of the first catalogs that he purchased was the Beatles.
Beatles, yep.
You know what I'm saying? It happened when Michael Jackson and Paul McCartney were in a session. Paul McCartney was telling Michael, man, you really need to like focus on this publishing. This publishing is where, you know what I'm saying, that's where you get paid. You know what I mean? Like the Beatles. I wrote for the Beatles, and we're the biggest group ever. And motherfuckers is trying to take our publishing and sell it. And Mike said, are they? Man, worked the deal.
Bought
and
this
bought
shit.
they publishing. Hey, man.
That's crazy.
That's what it takes to make it to the top. You dig what I'm saying? That's the shit it takes to make it to the top. That's why I never get as big as I probably have potential to be. Because I'm just not willing to do that. Especially not. I'm going to call you at least and say, hey, man, I got a line on that publisher you want to put in. You want to put in with me?
Yeah, see, that's just a gene that's built in us to do that type of real nigga shit. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I ain't gonna say Mike wasn't no real nigga. But
Mike was definitely a real nigga.
In Mike's defense, I don't know what Paul McCartney did to him that made him feel like he should have did him.
That's a fact.
But Mike said The girl is mine. Mike said that.
Doggone girl is mine.
Mike said the doggone. Now, when a nigga say doggone, he mean what the fuck he say. You know what I'm saying? I ain't never heard
Doggone is like slapping the table. The doggone girl is...
Hey, man. Now, hey, man. I gotta thank you for coming here, bro, because I'm a fan.
Thanks for having me. When they told me this was a part of my itinerary, I said, expeditiously? Oh yeah, you know, Tip is my brother, so we're gonna have some fun over there.
Absolutely. Now, I want to give you an opportunity right now, man, to share with the world your album.
Yeah, new album.
When it's coming out?
February 28th, Ignatius, the Ignatius Project. You can pick it up. Shout out to Rock Nation. Shout out to Def Jam.
Yeah.
You know, this project is a vibe. It's really not no turn up.
Right.
But it's a lot of pain.
Yeah.
It's something you could ride to. It's something you could absorb. It's something you could clean a house to. Even if you got a house cleaner.
Or apartment. Even if you got an apartment.
Even if you got a, yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Even if you got an apartment.
But it's some good music, some good therapeutic music.
It's good house cleaner for the apartments.
To absorb. And I appreciate everybody that supports LOX, supports D-Block. We got new Locks album coming in March.
That was my next question.
New Locks album in March. New Locks documentary. Hey. That shows you a lot of behind-the-scenes stuff of me, myself, and Style and Sheik Luch and styles that you never seen. You know what I mean? As fathers, as just our regular day lives, as business owners, as business entrepreneurs. You know what I mean? It shows us in the studio, moving out of the building a new studio from ground up, just going through family experiences and things of that nature. I think the people are going to receive it very well. Yeah. We appreciate y'all. And like I said, caught that new album, February 28th, Ignatius. Shout out to Def Jam. Shout out to Charlene Thomas.
Okay. Now, hey, look, right? So, hey, man, another thing that we touch on, man, we both got sons in college.
Definitely.
So how does it feel? How does that feel for you? I'm going to talk to you.
I mean, my son graduated. Now I got 4 more. So
you got a son with a degree.
Yeah, my son came down
Morehouse,
to the A.
right? Clark, gotcha.
My son came to the A. Yo, it was one of the most, and I'm a tough, I'm not overly tough.
Right.
But, I handle my business.
That's right.
When it comes to my
kids. You got your shit about yourself.
When it comes to my kids, I'll move a mountain.
That's right.
When I took them to the A and left them there,
man,
I was softer than my next door neighbors. It hurt me. But I got a lot of love in it. I know I got niggas like Tip.
That's right.
I got a lot of people that you won't think I'm affiliated with in Atlanta that I know they'll answer in a heartbeat and go, they're going to pull up, like Tip said. So, you know what I mean? I'm like, damn, I'm leaving this little nigga here in Atlanta. He actually the first thing, he stayed for the summer courses, knocked that out. He graduated. It's beautiful.
Clark's a great school.
Yeah, it's great school. He loved Atlanta. He became an ATL. He more ATL than New. He like that. I'm going back to Atlanta.
Hey, most motherfuckers don't leave.
Yeah, he loved
most motherfuckers do not leave.
I didn't leave for 16 years straight.
We begging you, please.
Get out of it.
Yeah, man. Goddamn. Brooklyn, take this nigga back.
He ain't graduate yet.
Nah, not yet. He's a sophomore this year. And that's something like I don't know really, because children, right? You kind of have to, you got to dig and press and inspire and encourage.
With a short leash, though.
Yeah, you gotta.
Yeah, because you know how they feel about
as distractions. As distractions grow greater, you need motivation to keep you focused. You need somebody saying, "Hey, man, fuck that shit, man. You can do that shit anytime. This is the only time you can do this. Focus on this. If you focus on this right now, the rest of your life you'll have for all of that. All right, but." it's hard for me to do that to him because he's made it so much farther than I have as far as education is concerned.
And
it's kind of like
me.
it's kind of like I can't really tell this nigga what to do. I didn't get him in college.
Yeah.
I didn't get him in college. I didn't do nan piece of homework. I didn't got there. This man got his own 3.5.
Like
this man shit. He got his own scholarship. He filled out his own applications.
He did a lot of shit.
You dig what I'm saying? Like I can't really tell. I gotta respect him as a man. Like whatever decision he make,
he gonna finish before you know it. That shit be over, and you gonna feel better than you felt any movie, any record accolade, any award. When he walked that stage, that shit's gonna send a jolt of lightning through your body, and you're gonna make you feel like everything we worked hard for paid off. Man. And that's a feeling like no other.
Yeah.
I'm telling you, because I was in this shit was so crowded. They had Hank Aaron's wife did a speech because she was alumni.
Dope.
This shit was so dope. I'm like, yo, I'm in Clark. All of the guards, they skipping us through shit. I got my little twins with me. I got my whole family.
Damn.
It's hot as a motherfucker.
Yeah.
But the reception, and they like, yo, your son is so mannerable.
Yeah.
He's such a good, and that just make you feel great. You know what I mean?
That's fine.
I know, because I follow you. I'm going to see. I know you're going to feel. I'm going to call you that day. I'm like, yeah, nigga.
Hey,
this is it.
That's if I can keep him in there. Because now he producing. Hey, what's going on? We got Fab. We got, hey, man, Rud, the whole family. We got all of Brooklyn. All of Brooklyn that pulled up. All of Brooklyn in this motherfucker. We'll switch this motherfucker out from Yonkers to Brooklyn. And, hey, look. And that motherfucking Freddie and Jason shit was... That shit,
part 2 coming.
That shit was superlative.
Whoa.
Friday on
it was superlative.
You got to get on there.
Man, come on, man.
Whoa.
But we ain't even going to talk
Y'all want
about
Michael Myers in this bitch? Y'all want Michael Myers in this bitch? Shit. Michael Myers got something to say. You dig what I'm saying?
And that's a fact.
Hey, look, man, it'll be my pleasure, bro. And that goes for, whether I can make motherfucking Ignatius or
No, we got shit. We got shit.
Or the
we
Locks
got shit
project.
We got shit in the toaster oven.
Okay.
We not gonna do this.
Okay.
We gonna do it
man.
We gonna do it the correct way.
Everything ain't for everybody, you know what I'm saying?
You feel me?
All things understood don't need to be explained.
And that's a fact.
Now, right here, expediTIously, we have a tradition, you know what I'm saying? That tradition is the word of the week. Now, the word of the week is usually a word that is befitting to our guest. It's something either about the guest, something we know about the guest, or something about the conversation that we had with the guest. I felt that giving the guest we have today, giving the stories he's told today, the impact that these stories has made on his life, the impact that the people who he had around him has made on his life, and the passion he still has for music and how he's applied those things to his next selection. I chose the word Ignatius.
Fierce. It means fierce.
Now, I guess I'll use it in a sentence. No. First, let me say I did not find an actual definition for the word.
Ignatius, yeah.
I didn't. I did find the root and the derivative of this word. And please, anyone, feel free. All of you motherfucking internet professors, feel free to correct me if I'm wrong. Ignatius is a male given name of presumed Latin or Etruscan origin, believed to mean fiery one. Compare the word to ignite. Fiery, I don't think.
Fiery.
Yeah, the word.
Fiery.
Okay, wait a minute. We're going to do this. Ignatius is a male given name of presumed Latin or Etruscan origin, believed to mean fierce one. It says fiery one, but I'm going to say fierce one. And it says in parentheses, we can compare the word to ignite. So fierce, ignite, fiery, whatever. Second definition. According to Christian history, Saint Ignatius of Antioch was a bishop and writer who was martyred at Rome sometime between 98 and year 117. Not 1998, motherfucker. Year 98.
98.
98, nigga.
Crazy.
0098.
That's crazy.
That's how far back Ignatius goes.
That's crazy.
So I'm going to use it in a sentence, man. I'm going to try and use this shit in a sentence so, you know what I'm saying, motherfuckers can go and tomorrow at work, around the water cooler, act like they've been knowing this word their whole motherfucking life. Let's see. Now, I don't like this one.
Yo, that's the first time on expediTIously. That's the first time on expediTIously.
I got one already.
I don't like this one.
I've got one.
You know what? Because it's because you know my fellow producers,
Your vocabulary is
co-producers.
so extensive.
Nah, but see,
if
that's
you
the
don't
thing,
like
though.
it, that mean it ain't. We can't do
But
it.
see, that's the thing though, because
That's how ill he is.
It got into some nigga shit.
No doubt.
It got into some nigga shit, and I feel like it's much bigger than that.
No doubt.
You dig
No
what I'm
doubt.
saying?
No doubt.
So, but I will say, I would offer you the opportunity to
Wow,
use
it's
it
the
in a
first time on
sentence.
expediTIously.
The
man.
expediTIously podcast is Ignatius.
Yeah, and that's the way. That's how you coin the motherfucking term.
Yeah.
You dig what I'm saying? Shout out to
Real spill.
Shout out to Jadakiss.
Big homie.
You know what I'm saying?
Love.
Hey man, shout out to the Locks,
You know what we do.
Chic, Styles. You're welcome here anytime.
Love always, man. You know, I mean, you one of the last comrades left that, you know, as a father figure, as an artist figure, as a stand-up human being, just what you represent, what you bring to the table, the causes you stand up for, we appreciate it.
Love.
Keep it coming.
Love.
Keep it going.
Yes,
Keep
sir.
that acting thing. You're crushing every role.
Hey,
And this is what we need coming from where we come from.
I appreciate you, man.
expediTIously.
You dig. And look out for Cutthroat City, directed by the RZA, starring people like myself.
God.
You know what I'm saying?
RZA.
Demetrius Shipp.
Woo!
You got, man, so many people. Wesley Snipes and
Got
Terrence
Wesley
Howard and so many people.
Wesley
So many people, man. So many people. But look for it. Thank you so much for being our
Thank
guest.
you, Ignatius. February 28th,
You
man.
dig.
Just enjoy it, man. Great body of work.
Yes,
Feel me?
sir.
Whoa.
Watch your favorite episodes of expediTIously right now on the expediTIously YouTube page.